In the heart of Central America lies one of humanity's greatest engineering triumphs. A passage carved through mountains, jungles, and swamps, a project so deadly that it claimed more lives than some wars. For centuries, empires dreamed of uniting the Atlantic and the Pacific, but each attempt ended in disaster, disease, and despair. Until one day, humanity finally did the impossible. This is the story of the Panama Canal, a tale of ambition, sacrifice, and the project that changed the course of world history. This is today's bold chapter. Every life is a story, but some are unbelievable. This is Bold Chapter. Chapter 1, The Dream of Two Oceans. Long before machines and modern science, explorers dreamed of a shortcut between the seas. In the 1500s, Spanish conquistadors marched across the narrow strip of Panama, carrying ships piece by piece, proving the idea was possible. By the 19th century, with global trade exploding, a canal wasn't just a dream, it was a necessity. A ship traveling from New York to San Francisco had to sail 13,000 miles around South America. With a canal, less than half. It has been just a question of time when the idea of the canal is going to be realized. The promise was irresistible. Whoever controlled this canal would control global trade. Chapter 2. The French Disaster. The first to attempt it was Ferdinand de Lesseps, the man who had built the Suez Canal. In 1881, his French company began digging through Panama's jungle. Investors cheered. Newspapers called it the Second Suez. But the terrain was nothing like Egypt's desert. Here, there were landslides, earthquakes, endless rain. Workers collapsed by the thousands. Worse still, project has been suffering from invisible killers struck, yellow fever and malaria. Entire camps were wiped out in days. By 1889, the project collapsed. Over 20,000 workers had died. The dream of the canal became a nightmare, and Panama was called the graveyard of men. Chapter 3. A graveyard of workers. The French failure revealed a brutal truth. This was not just an engineering problem. It was a war against nature itself. Mosquitoes thrived in stagnant water. Fever burned through the camps. Men dug their own graves in the soil they were meant to move. The project bankrupted investors and left Panama littered with abandoned machinery and rusting rails. For years, the canal lay silent, a monument to human arrogance. But the dream would not die. Someone else would rise to finish what France could not. Chapter 4. America steps in. At the dawn of the 20th century, the United States looked south. President Theodore Roosevelt believed the canal was America's destiny. First came politics, supporting Panama's independence from Colombia, ensuring US control of the canal zone. Then came manpower, tens of thousands of new workers, backed by one of the world's richest nations. But America faced the same deadly jungle, the same swamps, and the same diseases. Would they succeed where France had failed? The difference would come not from shovels, but from science. Hey, you're here for bold stories, and we've got plenty more coming. Smash that like button, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and drop a comment to tell us what hit you hardest in this episode. And if you want to ride with us all the way to the top, subscribe right now. Let's make this the fastest growing channel of 2025. It's a community, and you're part of it. Chapter 5. Medicine versus Death. Enter Dr. William Gorgas, a physician who had fought yellow fever in Havana. Instead of digging, his first mission was killing mosquitoes. He drained swamps, fumigated houses, spread oil on puddles, even covered water barrels. At first, workers mocked him. But within years, malaria and yellow fever nearly vanished from the canal zone. For the first time, labourers could work without constant fear of disease. This wasn't just an engineering project anymore. It was the birth of modern public health. Chapter 6. Engineering the Impossible. Now the real digging began. But instead of a sea-level canal like the French tried, US engineers reimagined the project. They designed a system of locks, giant chambers that could lift ships up into an artificial lake, then lower them back down. It meant carving the colossal Culebra Cut through mountains, building the massive Gatun Dam, and creating Gatun Lake, the largest man-made lake of its time. Explosives thundered, steam shovels roared. At its peak, more than 40,000 workers labored day and night. Piece by piece, the impossible became reality. Chapter 7: Victory over Nature. On August 15, 1914, the first ship passed through the Panama Canal. The world stood in awe. A journey of 8,000 miles had been reduced to just 50. It had cost nearly 30,000 lives between the French and American efforts. But the canal was open, forever altering global trade, military strategy, and the balance of power. What once seemed like madness had become one of the greatest engineering marvels in history. Another chapter closed, but the story is far from over. Subscribe to Bold Chapter and never miss what's next. The Panama Canal is more than a waterway. It is a reminder of what humanity can achieve and what it can cost. It united two oceans, transformed commerce, and stood as proof that vision and persistence can conquer even nature's fiercest obstacles. But it also carries the memory of tens of thousands who never lived to see it finished. The Panama Canal is not just a triumph of engineering. It is a monument to ambition, sacrifice, and the unyielding spirit of human progress. This was today's Bold Chapter. If you found this story powerful, subscribe and join us for more untold stories that shape the world.